Good morning, everyone. I'm Ryan Christopher, Global Education Director for Cosmetics. I'm excited to be here with you this morning during the NASNPROtv Live, and we are here as part of this exciting event. I absolutely love being a part of this organization, and of course, you've seen some of the presentations already, so I know you know already that there's a slide dedicated to the end of my presentation talking about why I love NASNPRO, so I'll hang on to that little tidbit. But while we're waiting for everyone to join the presentation and get into the group, I'm going to just tell you a brief little moment about myself. My name is Ryan Christopher. As I said before, I am the Global Education Director for Cosmetics. I've also been a licensed esthetician, massage therapist, and makeup artist since 2004. So excited to be a part of the industry. I absolutely love this industry. But there are so many reasons why I love this industry. One of the biggest reasons that I love this industry is because of the fact that there is no glass ceiling when it comes to your level of ambition. And that is so true. I've watched this be the truth, not only for myself, but for many other practitioners out there. If you've got the ambition to study, to learn, to continue learning, that's a key point, and then also to give your clients that consistent, happy service, it's going to make all the difference in the world for your business. I remember starting out in the industry many years ago where I always looked to what was the next level, who was someone in the industry that I looked to for inspiration. And I was always looking to global artists. I was always looking at the special guest that was flown in order to provide a higher level of service. And that's one of the exciting things that I set my sights on many years ago in the industry. And so I did whatever I needed to do in my career in order to get myself to that level, because that was my goal. I hope you all have a goal or a goal person that you're watching and paying attention to and taking all of the necessary steps to reach that level of inspiration that you've received. It's very, very important for all of us to have an inspirational point to focus on, especially now. So today we're going to go through an exciting presentation called Pivot to Peels. We have been going through an interesting year here in 2020, as you all know, and a lot of you have worked in states that had to go through some form of a shutdown. Being an education director of a skincare brand, we have been intimately tuned in to our market and every single spa partner out there who have been affected by this pandemic and had to close down their spa. We have spa partners in California that are still trying to climb their way out of the pandemic so that they can provide on-site services and safe services indoors. So it's important to make sure that we're all sticking together, supporting each other. I know I've been going out and visiting some of my close friends who own spas, and I've been getting services to support their business because it's important. But as I said before, starting in March, we went into lockdown. And at that time, we were brainstorming quite quickly with all of our spa partners out there on how to pivot the business, because the business wasn't shutting down and the bills weren't going away. So we needed to pivot quickly. And what was the best way to pivot? Well, the best way to pivot was actually to go to retail sales, offering curbside pickup, maybe focusing on your online store or even building your online store if you haven't done that yet. There were so many different things that we did quickly in order to shift and provide our clients with comfort and care for their skin while they were stuck inside their home. Now we're getting to a point where things are reopening and the economy is moving along. But how can we provide a safe skincare service and still be an effective skincare partner if we can't provide the spa service, the traditional spa service, I should say, in the way we always did? So now let's talk about this presentation of pivoting to peels, because it was something that I've spent the last 6 months really focusing on with all of our key spa partners across the US. Pivoting to peels is something that's very important to me because of the fact that there are many peel benefits that we can focus on when it comes to how can we adjust our service offerings and the way we adjust in order to maintain our profit, maintain client volume, and then also keep the income coming in. So all of us saw a drop in sales in the past 6 months, and we need to find ways to quickly build that back up. The clients are out there. I can tell you now that all of our research is pointing to the fact that the clients are eagerly waiting to come pouring back in to get that touch service, but they do want to know that that touch service is going to come with some level of safety. And of course, we know as professionals that we've always been trained to maintain the best cross-contamination methods that we possibly can. So let's talk about peel service benefits for a moment, and this is going to give you the outline for what I'm going to be focusing on in today's lesson. We know that peel services are efficient. Efficiency is important more now than ever in a post-COVID world where we have to make sure that we're paying attention to every single step and following every single step with extreme sanitation measures to make sure that every touched surface and exposed surface is sanitized between every client. Another big benefit in a post-COVID world for peels is that they offer faster results. We can give facial treatments and send our clients home with the home care, but if we have clients with deeper conditions, those deeper underlying causes of hyperpigmentation, those deeper underlying causes of collagen loss, extreme collagen loss that's shown signs of aging in places where we don't even make facial expression, this is when peels are most important. Also, with those faster results comes better client retention. You know, one thing that I'm going to talk about today is the difference in the perception of a facial service in the spa. Do you put the value of your service on the time it takes to complete the service, or do you put the value of the service on the results that the clients get? I sincerely hope that you're doing it on the latter, because the time it takes to provide a facial service, thanks to today's technology, doesn't really take that long, and that's one of the benefits of peels that I want to talk to you about today. Also, with certain peel formulations that exist in the market, you can truly specialize in conditions. And I have many spa partners out there who do like to focus on particular conditions like aging or even hyperpigmentation as a primary concern. And I know, especially with a lot of our California facialists out there, we have a lot of acne specialists, and that's always an important condition that'll always be around. Now, of course, all of these benefits that we're referring to today and that we're going to overview ultimately help you to generate higher profits, which is absolutely important right now in order to make sure that we are maintaining business. So let's go through these key points. A lot of these key points are things that I'm sure a lot of you as professionals are already well aware of. So hopefully for most of you, this is just a helpful review or maybe even a confirmation to say, you know what, everything he said is what I'm currently working on, so I know I'm in the right place at the right time. It's really important. So let's talk about efficiency for a moment. We know that most alpha hydroxy acid peels can be applied within 30 minutes. The entire protocol does not have to take more than 30 minutes to accomplish that service. So ultimately, when we are scheduling our clientele and we are trying to schedule to maximize our clientele to make sure we are really filling up that schedule and earning our income for the day, you want to make sure that you can actually put in as many people as possible. When you find yourself booking out hour-long services and then booking in extra turn time in order to properly sanitize the room, you might find that a shorter service is actually going to help you to keep a higher client volume in spite of all of those extra sanitation procedures. Also, we know that there's less product usage and disposable materials needed to perform peels, which ultimately help to save on cost. I know because I help to design peel protocols based on the formulas that we create at Cosmetics. So we have a full range of back bar product. And of course, we create the cost sheet. We actually do the financial breakdown of the cost per treatment every single time you pump one of our back bar bottles so that we can guide our clients to the best way in order to help to provide the best service, but also manage the cost, which is most important, especially now that we're watching every single expense. Also, again, this helps to reduce client time in the treatment room, which ultimately will help to limit cross-contamination. Limiting cross-contamination is important because it's our number one goal right now, as it has always been, but especially now in order to give our clients that level of confidence that they really want to see in order to feel good about doing these services. Another benefit of being efficient is that peel formulas can have a remodeling effect on the whole epidermis while facials tend to remain superficial in their benefit. This is how peels can actually give you a faster result as opposed to the facial protocol. Another thing that I really, really love is that we have a wide variety of peel formulas, including enhanced formulations like retinol peels. At Cosmetics, for example, they specialize in offering level 1 and level 2 peels. Level 1 peels are a category of superficial exfoliators, peels that you can do on any skin type and any skin condition that walks through your door. And then there are level 2 peels, which do cause a little bit of recovery time. But if you prep your clients correctly with the right home care, then you can get the best results without extended irritation and recovery time. And that's another part that I really love about focusing on peels. Peels truly do help us to drive home the importance of home care. Think about it. How many times do we give our clients a really good facial treatment? Their skin is happy, it's healthy, it's hydrated, and it's balanced. And then we try to send them home with home care. And they might say, oh, I'm fine right now. I have everything I need at home. I don't need to purchase anything additional right now. And that's unfortunate because they should be using formulas that you're recommending in order to make sure they get the right results in the long run. So this is one thing that I absolutely love about peels. When it comes to peels, the home care is a non-negotiable. Actually, I provide a post-treatment travel kit of product that will give them at least 1 to 2 weeks of the right product to use at home while their skin is recovering from that peel formulation. And I build it into the cost of the peel. I don't even make it a conversation. I just include the home care product in the cost of the peel service. I don't do peels on my clients unless they actually take the home care home with them and promise that they're going to use it. So this is important because peels truly do help you to drive home the point that home care is absolutely necessary. This is another one of the reasons why I love peels, because peels help us with better client retention. Of course, the first peel gives an immediate result on the service, and we love that. But if you build in a series, as we know how the skin heals, then that fourth peel reveals a whole new you. And that's one thing that I love to tell my clients, which is why I included that quote right here on the screen. Create long-term goals with your clients. This is important. It's not just about the one-off experience. Even for that client that was brand new because they were given a gift certificate by a friend or family member, if you let the client know that there is a possibility that you can help them with whatever condition they're concerned about, then you can create long-term goals with that person and you can send them home with the right products in order to reach those goals. They'll truly feel like you're wanting to form a partnership with them in order to make success in the long run, of course. So it's important to sell a package of services to keep them invested in their skin goals. And do not forget about that before picture. This is something that's absolutely essential now, of course. It's 2020 and beyond. So if you're using Face app, if you're using whatever different types of apps, layout, whatever we can do in order to put our clients before and after pictures side by side, hey, listen. We stare at our faces every single day in the mirror. Do you think that we're going to notice those little subtle changes that are happening every day in our skin? Not at all. This is why that before and after picture is absolutely essential, especially in the peel game. And here's one extra thing that I want to throw at you, maybe a little tidbit that a lot of you efficient estheticians are not really thinking about, even though you've built a very successful peel business. If you offer a level 2 peel, those peels that have a little bit of recovery time to them, schedule a check-in appointment for them to come back in between those peel services. So basically, when you provide a level 2 peel that's going to cause a little recovery time, schedule them for 7 days to come back for a mini service where they're with you for less than 30 minutes, just like the peel. And you're going to do a very light level 1 alpha hydroxy acid or enzyme treatment in order to help slough any remaining dead skin on the surface. So that way, after they've gone through a week of dry skin, flaking, shedding, you can do this one little service on them 7 days later, and it's going to help to rejuvenate their skin and reset it so that it's nice and smooth for the rest of the month before they come back to you for their next peel service. Just simple ways to help maintain that client consistency, always giving them a reason to come back and see you. Because listen, let's be honest, we need to create as many reasons as possible for our clients to come back and see us right now. Now, as I said before, there are so many different peel formulas to pick from, so I truly encourage you to be a specialist. Regardless of whatever skincare line you're working with, typically most professional lines are going to specialize in chemical peel formulas, and those formulations are going to specialize in a particular skin type or skin condition. So because of that wide variety, you want to make sure that you select formulations that are truly going to be the most effective for the condition that you want to specialize in. Look around at your demographic. Look at the people that are out there that are coming to you for services. Are you seeing family? Are you seeing a bunch of people in their 20s or early 30s that are just starting families? Or are you seeing a more mature, maybe retired clientele? Regardless, you can take that information and then you can research the brands that you're carrying or looking to carry and make sure that they carry formulations that are going to be exactly what your clientele is looking for. So I've included just a few examples just to get your brain thinking. And of course, some of these recommendations are based on formulas that we offer from the cosmetics range. Focus on lactic acid formulations for dry skin types or mature clients. So if you live in that more retirement community that I was referring to, we know that alpha hydroxy acids like lactic acid can not only help to perform very gentle exfoliation, but they help to increase the skin's natural moisturizing factor as well. So we can actually increase the hydration of the skin over time as we're doing this gentle exfoliation. You don't want to push it with a sensitive skin type or a skin condition that's been compromised. Still, light exfoliation through lactic acid can benefit those more sensitive skin conditions. Typical Jesner formulations, the 14% lactic acid, 14% salicylic acid. Maybe yours has 14% TCA or resorcinol like we use at cosmetics. Either way, most of these formulations can be extremely helpful for oily or problematic skin conditions, and I particularly enjoy it for helping to lift that epidermal hyperpigmentation just by applying a few layers, of course, but a little bit of recovery time goes a long way when helping to brighten the skin through a Jesner formulation. Have you ever used it on a Q-tip as well? I could go on. I mean, we are in an esthetician group, so I know we could sit down and have a lot of fun chit-chatting about all the little fun tips and techniques. But yes, I always keep my Jesner bottle nearby in a facial. So if I need to do just a little spot treatment on a particular closed comedone, that Jesner solution is perfect for it. Also, vitamin A peels. Cosmetics specializes in retinol peels, but there are many brands that do focus on vitamin A peels to help really increase the rate of turnover in the skin so that we can lift that pigmentation and help to dramatically increase collagen production. So there are a lot of great benefits there when you choose to focus on a peel that helps to work the best. Also, consistency is key. So if you find yourself jumping around from product to product and trying lots of different things, and you find your clients getting a little confused, you might want to scale back your menu a little bit and just focus in on the key things that you truly specialize in. Give that some thought. Now, last but not least, generating higher profits. I think this is one of the biggest points of our discussion today is how do we generate higher profits, especially in a post-COVID world? Well, as I've touched on throughout this quick presentation, it's important to remember that we need to give our clients as many reasons as possible to come back to see us. And of course, we want to give our clients many, many reasons also to take home product when they do come to see us. That home care piece is never going to go away. As a matter of fact, I encourage all of you to think about how you have pivoted throughout this pandemic and think about those services. Reevaluate those services that you offered in the past 6 months and decide, hey, did they provide a value to my clients that they really enjoyed? Should I actually consider offering curbside pickup going forward? Does curbside pickup have to go away just because it's safe for people to come back into my spa? I don't think so. I personally think curbside pickup is phenomenal. And let me just tell you right now, I will digress for a moment and say that the grocery store cart pickup, where you can shop for your groceries on your app and then go and just pull right up and have them put it in your car, let me tell you, I might never walk into a grocery store again. And that's fine. We all have our own preferences. But I'm just saying this as a point to all of you. Think about the digital services that you provided throughout this pandemic, virtual consultations, curbside pickup. Think about all these different ways that you pivoted, and take a step back and say, should these services continue? Did my clients really appreciate them? Are they still appreciating them? Don't throw away a good service if your clients are actually taking you up on it. But let's talk about the bottom line to this. It's just about time and money. When we're booking in services, these chemical peels can be performed in 30 minutes or less, when full facial treatments are going to take 50 to 60 minutes in order to truly deliver that service. And then, did you really charge any more for that facial that you were really charging or using double the amount of time? These are things to think about. Chemical peels drive a higher performance. So it's important to know that the chemical peel service is going to drive a higher profit or a higher value for you as well than that typical facial service. Again, just a few things to think about. Now, I threw just a general example out here of a protocol timing review that you could follow in case you weren't quite sure for yourself what timing you should be keeping yourself to. Now, a lot of you that are super efficient estheticians might be looking at those first two steps and saying, Ryan, really? Do I really need 2 minutes to remove makeup? Do I really need a whole 2 minutes to perform a treatment cleanse? 2 minutes is a long time. It is. I agree with you. But I was honestly just building in some extra time for the picking up of supplies, moving back and forth, maybe wiping off your gloved hands a little bit. So just think about that. Always allowing a minimum of 10 minutes to allow a peel to process. But again, that's completely dependent on the peel formula you're using. A lot of peel formulas do have different processing times, so you want to take that into consideration. And of course, I don't think it takes anybody out here 1 whole minute to moisturize someone's face before they get done with the protocol. So again, just a general guideline, but I just like to throw that out there because a lot of estheticians out there I find in my travels and training are not really thinking through a lot of these little details. They typically are just going through the motion and just going through the protocol in order to get it accomplished. Every single step needs to be thought through. Now, why do I love NASNPRO? I told you it was coming. Community is important for success to me. I've never viewed this industry as competitive, and I've set up shop where I've worked right down the street from many other estheticians and massage therapists. Every person has their own style and personality intertwined into their facial business. This is why I don't really feel the competitiveness that is supposed to be out there. It's not like that. Clients will always gravitate to a favorite service provider based on skill, but also personality. NASNPRO is a professional community where we can share our successes and help to strengthen our fellow professionals, which ultimately helps to elevate each other for success, and that elevates the entire industry. So this is why I love NASNPRO, but it's also why I love the entire industry because there are so many opportunities out there. Now, I'm going to switch my screen here from the presentation because I just wanted to see if there were any particular questions. I didn't see any in the questions in the comment thread. Hi, Denise.
Hey, Ryan. Well, thank you. I'm so glad that Cosmetics is a diamond sponsor of NASNPRO. And you are just, I can see why. I was listening, taking notes. I'm like, wow, no wonder he's the international global esthetician extraordinaire director of everything over at Cosmetics. I have learned so much. I bow to you. So I've been an esthetician for 30 years. And again, I can see why you are a global educator.
Thank you so much. And I just want to say before our time is up, I posted in the group over the weekend that next week, October 15th, is National Estheticians Day. We actually registered it as part of the National Calendar Registry. So make sure that you go over to cosmetics.com, NAM 2020 to check everything out because people, you can actually nominate your favorite esthetician and go be a part of the community. So thank you to everybody. And thank you to NASNPRO for pulling us all together as a community because I mean, we have to stick together, right?
We do. This is 2020 and uncharted waters, but you have to be consistent. You have to connect with your clients, with your staff, with each other. There was one week in April that I had almost over 300 emails, texts, phone calls from members, just in our family. And, you know, I know we all love to say community, but I know so many of you personally
Yeah.
and your stories and your journey, and you're part of my family. I know we have a few crazy uncles. There might be some divorces in the mix, but at the
It's
end of
true.
the day, we're all family and we have to be together, rooting, supporting, because that's what makes our industry better.
Yes.
And any takeaways, tips, one last takeaway that you would tell a struggling spa owner or esthetician today, what would you say to them, Ryan?
I would honestly say never give up. And I've been through, like a lot of us, I've been through a few different recessions and situations now, right? I was in full-time practice back in 2007, 2008, where in my full-time practice, I was making over six figures in income and watched it drop by over half. And it wasn't because my clientele left. It's just their frequency of visit. They were like, "Look, I got to save a little money. I can't come see you quarterly or monthly. I have to space this out." So you know what? The thing though is that as a business owner, regardless of what industry you're in, you never give up on the business. You can always pivot. And that's one word that we've used a lot. We've learned this year, which, when we learn certain words, I get sick of them really quickly. But pivoting is truly the benchmark of it, where you truly had to make a quick adjustment in order to have success and keep that business alive. So never give up, regardless of what it is. And as we've learned this year, we can now do it. We didn't think it was possible to run a business without being able to provide services. But I've seen so many people say, you know what? I'm going to be at the spa with my mask on. I'm going to offer curbside pickup. I'm going to do whatever I can. We've got people giving massages out in parking lots. I mean, we're literally doing whatever we can do.
Right.
And that's, you just never give up. You're part of a strong community. And regardless of what's thrown at you, we can figure out a way to make some money and keep ourselves alive.
Right. And as licensed estheticians, spa professionals, make history, be a world changer, be a leader in your community, and don't give up. And that's part of your story each and every day. Thank you, Ryan Christopher from Cosmetic. We appreciate you. And don't forget to nominate your favorite esthetician at cosmetics.com for next week's esthetician extraordinary of the day or of the year. They have information, but our next segment, we're going to start off at the top of the hour at 11 o'clock with Caitlin Kendall talking about aromatherapy. And I know that often we think we know everything about essential oils or aromatherapy or what that journey looks like or what we should be doing with clients, because it is a part of our wellness journey and our so many of what we learned in school. However, we can always learn a little bit more. There's always some tips, some tricks. So don't miss at 11 o'clock this live segment from Caitlin on aromatherapy. She's the director of education over at Yonka, and they have also given us some great door prizes. I'm actually a little jealous of all the door prizes. I was going through them this morning, and you'll want to make certain that you are registered at NASNPROtv. That's the only way you can win. We have a little way we can curate all the names that have registered and then choose a name. So it'll be exciting. We're going to be doing that at 4 o'clock. So you want to be live in the NASNPRO or Spa Hive community groups, because we are actually, it's a brave new world. We can live stream in 2 different communities, which is really exciting. But again, if you haven't registered, go to NASNPROtv, because these door prizes and the giveaways are off the chain. So we'll see you at the top of the hour at 11 o'clock. Have a great day.